G'day guys, Aussie FIFA HD, and welcome back to yet another FIFA 21 tutorial on the channel. Today we are learning something very special for you guys. You guys have asked for this in the comment section. It's the top 3 skill moves for getting the ball onto the stronger foot of your striker. Obviously not every player is going to have a 5-star or a 4-star weak foot, and that is an issue, but if you guys can utilize skill moves to get it onto the stronger foot, then you guys shouldn't have any trouble. And this for me is the top 3 skill moves for that. So without further ado, let's get into the intro, and then I'm going to teach you guys the top 3 skill moves for getting onto the stronger foot in FIFA 21.
Griezmann, 3 men around him to somehow find some space. Ronaldo, fantastic, opening the drive back.
He's made himself the tiniest bit of space.
Almost feels like a bit of a time. Didn't really go for it. Oh! The display there is absolutely ridiculous. Elastico on the goal line. On the goal line, the finest.
We talked about Aussie FIFA. He's not here to make up the numbers.
I mean, it just seems this skill move makes it into all of my top 3 skill moves, but it's just so good. The ball roll is for me one of the best for getting it onto the stronger foot, and the reason why is you can use it either side. If your player is left-footed, you can do the ball roll to the left and it's on their stronger foot. If they're right-footed, obviously you can do it to the right as well, and it's so useful, and most players can use it because it's a 2-star skill move. It's quite easy to perform as well. You just need to hold either side with the right analog stick 90 or 270 degrees, or 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, and essentially the player will do a ball roll to either side. And for me, lads, it's just so good for getting it onto the stronger foot. And as I said, it makes a lot of my top 3 skill move episodes, but it's so versatile, it's easy to use, most players can use it, and yeah lads, it's definitely one of the best in terms of keeping the ball away from the defender, having a shot, getting it on the stronger foot, and yeah, as I was saying, it's so easy to perform that it definitely makes the top 3 skill moves for getting it onto the stronger foot. But let's move in to the second best skill move for getting it on to the stronger foot. This most certainly is not a skill move that makes it into all of my top 3 skill move episodes, but for me, it makes it into this one. The body feint is definitely one of the best for getting it onto the stronger foot. The reason why is it's so versatile, and you can use it to exit out in any direction you want. And that is the best thing about it, in my opinion. The body feint can be performed, and I will give you a tip as well of how to better execute this. But the body feint can be performed by flicking either side to where the player is facing, so it's obviously 270 degrees or 90 degrees or 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. You're flicking once, and then you need to use the left analog stick to exit out into the direction that you want. But sometimes it's quite hard to actually execute the body feint because it won't always register with the right stick. So what you do is you press twice in the direction that I said with the right analog stick. So you're pressing twice at 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock, or twice at 270 or 90 degrees, depending on what variation of terminology you guys better understand. But you're pressing twice, and then you're going to exit out. I find it registers on the controller a lot better. Okay, and you can use this essentially, lads. For me, it's one of the best in terms of, my watch just went off. in terms of actually, skill moves that are, best for getting onto the weaker foot, because you can go sideways. You can even go briefly at a 45-degree angle either side. You can even go completely backwards. Okay, and then you can obviously use the left stick to turn and then have a shot. So for me, it's one of the best in terms of getting onto the stronger foot because of how versatile it is, and because you can go in any direction that you want. But without further ado, let's get into the third and final skill move. Moving into the third and final skill move for getting on to the stronger foot in FIFA 21. For me, it's the Ronaldo Chop in FIFA 21. Quite a good skill move, lads. You are limited because obviously it's a 4-star skill move, but the reason why this is so good is because you can do it either way, and it just seems to set up the shot so well on either direction of where you want to have that shot. If it's a left foot player, you can do the chop. It sets it up so nicely on that left side to have a shot. Again, on on the right if they're right-footed. It sets it up really, really nicely, and it's quite easy to perform in tight situations, and that's what you want. You want skill moves that are easy to perform in tight situations so that you're not buckling under pressure and you can actually get that shot off with the stronger foot and have more of a chance of scoring a goal. To perform it, it's quite simple, lads. You're holding diagonal with the left analog stick, okay, and then you're basically pressing the feint shot button, but you also need to hold down L2 at the same time. So it's holding down L2, you're then using the left analog stick to point diagonally backwards to where the player is facing, or to the side, sorry, not backwards, to the side of where the player is facing. So it's holding L2, you're then pressing to the side, so that's either 270 or 90 degrees to where the player is facing, or 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. You're then pressing the feint shot button. So that's not buttons, so that's either, you know, cross or shoot and then pass subsequently afterwards, and essentially the player will do a chop in the direction that you have pointed to with the left analog stick. And for me, lads, it's so good because you can use it with so many players. You know, most players do have 4-star skill moves, so you can use this to get it onto the stronger foot. If you're using a 3-star skill move though, I do highly recommend using something like the ball roll, which made the obviously this top 3 skill move episode. But lads, that's going to signal the end of the episode. In my opinion, those are the top 3 for getting onto the stronger foot. And for me, yeah, they're just so good for doing it, lads, and definitely implement them if you're having trouble scoring, because sometimes the weak foot is something that people need to bear in mind when they're taking a shot. So learn your players, learn what weak foot they have, so that you can bear this in mind when you're having a shot. But as always, guys, I hope you guys have a good day. I'm out. Sayonara, au revoir, and goodbye.